Hello, this is Matt from Ace Appliance in Toledo, Ohio. Welcome back to another in-home diagnostic video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com. Alright, what we have here is a Whirlpool bottom freezer. Customer's complaint is that there's ice in the bottom of the freezer and it's leaking water periodically out of the bottom of the freezer. So what we're going to do is open it up and see what we've got. Alright, so we got a layer of ice down at the bottom of the freezer here, which is an indication that the drain line itself is going to be frozen. So what we're going to have to do is get behind the back panel there, clear the drain line, and we're going to want to replace the grommet on the back side with a larger grommet. We're going to go ahead and remove loosen the screws on the door here. It's 4 1/4-inch screws. Lift it right up and off. Pull this basket out. We've got little tabs on the corners of each side on these brackets here that have to be pushed in. There's 2 tabs. Kind of push in one, hold some upward pressure, push in the back side, and that'll lift up. Same thing on the other side. 2 1/4-inch screws on each side. Need to be removed. Pull it out. Just sort of lift up. It slides right out. I'm gonna take the ice maker out. There's 2 screws that it hangs on up at the top. One down on the bottom here. Every screw that's on this unit is a 1/4-inch. Disconnect the ice maker here. And we're going to pull this back out. We got a couple screws on the back side here. 2 on each bottom corner. And there's a couple of tabs on the very top of this housing here. You stick your flathead screwdriver in the very top slot, and then right in the middle there's a small tab. It pops out. So that's where your 2 tabs are. What you're doing is sticking your screwdriver through and depressing the tab. While you keep pressure on it, then you hit this other tab right in the middle, and it pops off like that. And the thermistor cover, same thing, it's just a little tab. You're just sticking it in there and just depressing that tab right there. And we've got 2 more screws up in the top for the back panel. Pull this out here. And you got your ice maker harness that you just kind of push through the back panel. Pull the cover back off. Just like that. And as you can see, we've got a buildup of ice underneath this drain pan here. Looks like it's probably just got done defrosting, or just started a defrost cycle. There's a lot of water back there. But we're just going to break up all that ice, and then we're going to replace the drain grommet. Alright, just going to get all the ice at the bottom kind of cleared off first here. Alright, and I'm going to take my putty knife, go right up underneath the back panel, or the drain pan, I'm sorry. And just sort of move it up and down, break up this ice a little bit. Okay, now what we've got is just a cup of hot water and a turkey baster, and we are going to just run hot water down right in the center here, which is where your drain line's at, and kind of just get that drain line thawed out. Alright, now that we've got all the ice cleared out from the inside here, we're going to go to the back side where the drain grommet comes through and pull that off and replace it. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and take the back panel off here. The unit is unplugged now. Pull this back, you got your electrical cord, just lift that up and out, and just kind of pull the panel back away just a little bit, and right up in the center here there's a little kind of like a drain line that comes down on an angle, and you'll feel the grommet where it comes out of the bottom of the freezer, and you just kind of grab it and pull it right off. A lot of times I got it off and you can hear all the water just run right down into the drain pan. What you got is it's almost just gunked up and sticky. So if you look, the grommet's just dirty and really sticky. Like the heat of the compressor almost makes them just really kind of stick closed. And the water drains through here. The grommet just prevents warm air from coming up in and lets the water drain out. So we're going to put a new grommet on there because that one's obviously restricting the water flow. So we've got our new grommet here. Looks about the same, but just not as sticky. And just slides right up onto the drain line. It's going to go basically front to back, be facing like that. And just kind of stick your hand up there and just do it by feel. If you don't want to go through the whole hassle of disconnecting the water valve and everything. Just slides right up onto the little plastic drain line that comes through the bottom of the freezer. Again, it's almost dead center, almost right in line with the valve here. And we put the grommet on. We're just going to put the back panel back on. We know the drain line's clear because that water just poured out right when I took the grommet off. Make sure you get your electrical connector back in place. Okay, now we're just going to go back to the front side, put everything back together, and that's going to complete the repair. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get the back panel back on here. Just kind of flex it. And you got to reach behind, grab your connector for your ice maker, snap that through, and then on the other side, reach up and grab your thermistor and put it up over the top. And last but not least, you got your
fill tube for the ice maker that you have to kind of direct up through the hole. Push it back into place here. I always just put this cover piece back on first. Kind of holds everything in some place. Just push it in and snap it. And you get your thermistor cover here. Slide your thermistor right up and snap it into the 2 tabs. And that just snaps back into place. And you got 4 screws for your back panel. Got our ice maker. I usually put 1 screw partially in, the top screw that's closest to you. And make sure you get your fill tube in position. Sort of just hang it right up on that 1 screw. Hook your electrical connector back in. Put your other top screw in. Tighten down the other side. The bottom mounting screw there. Not loose. Now we are ready for the rack. Lift up on these just a little bit here. That slides right up underneath. Just like that. What I always do to make sure it's aligned properly is push these back down, pull it forward towards you till it hits the stopper on each side, and then snap your rollers back into place. If you snap them down while the basket's sitting crooked, it's not going to roll right for you and it's going to bind up. So you want to snap them down both at the same point, which is why it's the easiest just to get it to the stopping point and then lock them both down at the same time. We're going to go ahead and put our 2 screws in to hold the track down. Put our bottom basket in. Just going to wipe out the bottom here before we put it all back together. Okay. We're going to put our door back on. Just kind of drops down onto the grooves here. That's going to complete the repair.
Thank you for watching another quality video from ApplianceVideo.com.